Did you know you can claim a GST refund on your MacBook Air M1 purchased from Amazon? That's right. Under certain circumstances, you might be eligible to get a refund on the goods and services tax you paid. But keep in mind, the process may vary depending on where you're located. That's what we're diving into today. We'll go through the general steps to claim a GST refund, from eligibility checks to validation of goods. So, get ready to learn how to get a GST refund on your MacBook Air M1. First, you need to check your eligibility for a GST refund. Now, this might sound a bit complicated, but really it's all about understanding the rules and regulations set by the country where you made your purchase. In general, GST refunds are available to tourists or travelers who are visiting a foreign country. So if you're a globetrotter who loves to shop, you're in luck. But remember, each country has its own specific set of rules. Some countries might have additional criteria for eligibility, such as a minimum spend threshold or specific types of goods that qualify for a refund. It's all about doing your homework. Look up the GST refund policy for the country you're visiting and ensure you tick all the boxes for eligibility. And there you have it. You've taken the first step towards claiming your GST refund. Once you've confirmed your eligibility, it's time to gather the required documents. Now let's look at the documents you'll need to claim your GST refund. The primary document you need is your purchase receipt. This isn't just any old receipt, mind you. It should clearly show the amount of GST you've paid. So when you're making your purchase, be sure to keep that receipt safe and sound. Think of this receipt as your golden ticket to a GST refund. It's your proof of purchase and the amount of GST you've paid. Without it, claiming a refund might be like trying to sail a boat without a paddle. So how about digital receipts, you ask? Well, they're just as good as paper ones, as long as they clearly indicate the GST you've paid. Just remember to save them in a place where they won't get lost in the digital abyss. With your documents in hand, you're ready to identify the refund process. Each country has its own rules and processes for GST refunds. To navigate this, you'll need to acquaint yourself with the policies and procedures of the country where you made your purchase. For instance, if you bought your MacBook Air M1 from Amazon while in the US, you would look up the US's GST refund procedures. Usually this information can be found on official government websites, or sometimes even on the retailer's site. A quick search with keywords like GST refund process in the country's name should yield the results you need. Also, don't shy away from reaching out to customer service, either of the retailer or the local tax authority. They can provide valuable insights into the process and any potential hurdles you might encounter. Remember, knowledge is power. Once you understand the process, you can complete the necessary forms. Filling out a GST refund form is a crucial step in this process. Now, these forms might be provided by the retailer where you made your purchase, or they might be available at the airport or port of departure. It's essential to ask around or do some research to find out where you can get one. Once you have the form in your hands, make sure to fill it out accurately and completely. You'll typically need to provide information like your name, passport number, and details about your purchase, including the amount of GST you paid. If you're unsure about any part of the form, don't hesitate to seek help. Misinformation can lead to delays or even a denial of your refund. So take your time, fill it out carefully, and double-check everything before moving on. After filling out the form, it's time for the validation of goods. Customs officers may need to validate the goods you purchased. You might be wondering, how can I prepare for this? Well, it's quite simple. Firstly, it's crucial to keep the product you purchased, in this case, the MacBook Air M1, in its original packaging. This is because customs officers will want to verify that the product matches the description on your receipt. Now, you might be tempted to unbox and start using your shiny new MacBook the moment you get it, but hold off on that. Keep the MacBook and all its components neatly packed just as they were when you received them. In addition to this, have the product readily available for inspection. This means not burying it deep within your luggage, but keeping it somewhere accessible. Remember, the validation process is an important step to ensure you're claiming a refund on the correct goods. Once your goods are validated, you're ready to visit customs at your departure point. Before leaving the country, you'll need to go to the customs office at your point of departure. This could be at an airport, seaport, or border crossing. Here, the next critical step in your GST refund journey will unfold. Now you might be wondering, what should I expect? Well, let me break it down for you. At the customs office, you'll present your documentation and goods for validation. This means you'll need to show your GST refund form, purchase receipt, and the MacBook Air M1 you've bought. Remember, it should be in its original packaging. The customs officers will then inspect your documents and the product to ensure everything is in order. It's a crucial step because it confirms that the purchased product is indeed leaving the country, a key condition for a GST refund. With your documents and goods validated, you're one step closer to getting your refund. After validation, it's time to get your GST refund. Now that your goods and documents have been validated by customs, you're one step closer to getting back the tax you've paid. You'll typically be directed to a refund counter or office. This could be at the airport, seaport, or border crossing where you're departing. Here, a customs officer will process your refund. You may receive this refund in a few different ways. Some countries may provide you with cash on the spot, while others might credit the refund back to your original payment method. This process can vary greatly depending on the country, so it's important to ask the customs officer if you're unsure about anything. They're there to help you navigate through the process. Congratulations, you've claimed your GST refund. But remember, keep your important documents. These could be crucial for verification in future or if there are any discrepancies with your refund. Keeping your refund forms and customs validation documents is crucial. Now that the refund process is over, you may feel like discarding all of these papers. But wait, don't be hasty. These documents serve as proof of your GST refund claim. They can help resolve any discrepancies or issues that might come up later. For instance, if the refund doesn't reflect in your account, or if there's an error in the amount, these documents will be your best bet to sort it out. So how long should you keep these papers? As a general rule, hold on to them for at least 3 years. This duration is usually long enough for any potential issues to surface. Store them in a safe place where they are protected from damage. You could even consider scanning them and keeping digital copies for added security. With your documents safe, you've successfully navigated the GST refund process. Claiming a GST refund may seem complex, but with these steps, it's manageable. We've walked you through the journey, starting from checking your eligibility for a GST refund, typically available for tourists or travelers. We've highlighted the importance of gathering all required documents, including your purchase receipt. Understanding the specific refund process of the country where you made your purchase is crucial. Each country has its own policies and procedures for GST refunds, and a misstep could complicate your refund claim. We've also emphasized the necessity of accurately filling out any required GST refund forms, with all the necessary information and documentation. Remember, the customs officers may need to validate your purchased goods, so keep the product in its original packaging and have it ready for inspection. Visiting the customs office at the point of your departure is another crucial step. This is where you present your documentation and goods for validation. Once validated, you may receive your GST refund, either directly or through a refund counter or office. Keeping all the necessary documentation, including refund forms and customs validation documents, is a good practice, as these might be needed for verification later. Each country may have a different time limit for claiming a GST refund, so be aware of these deadlines. Remember, patience is key. GST refund processes can take time, so stay patient and claim what's rightfully yours. Thanks for watching.